Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. My name is Ahmed Abdellatif. I'm the president of CTC Group Sudan. Today, I'd like to share insights on Sudan's agricultural sector and business and investment opportunities in the sector. Sudan has the largest global unutilized arable land bank of any country in the world, 10% of the world's total at just over 46 million hectares of unutilized arable land. Land is the key input for agriculture and is one asset that God is no longer making any more of. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the fragility of global food supply chains, and the issues of food security and food safety today are more important issues than ever. Agriculture makes up 33% of Sudan's gross domestic product and provides a livelihood to over 70% of Sudan's workforce. This with only 30% of available arable land being under cultivation, just under 20 million hectares cultivated out of a total available 66 million hectares. Average yields in Sudan are relatively low at 10% of the world's leading yields, meaning there is massive upside growth potential, at least 5x with a minimum investment and adoption of agro-technologies. And the sector is a very diverse one with a wide range of climatic zones, farming systems, and variations in technology adoption. 55% of agriculture in Sudan is traditional rain-fed, 35% mechanized rain-fed, and 10% irrigated. And this diversity leads to a very diverse crop basket. Sudan's staple cereal, sorghum, constitutes 49% of the cultivated area, but only 19% of agricultural production value. Oilseeds constitute 27% of the cultivated area and 23% by value, while fruit and veg, while only constituting 3% of the cultivated area, contribute 50% of agricultural production value. If we look at the salient features and challenges of the sector, over the past 20 years, the sector was characterized by relatively low productivity and yield across all farming systems. There was a reduced importance of agriculture as an export earner after the start of export of petroleum in 1998 and more recently gold, and limited investment in agricultural research and extension. As an example, Sudan on average uses 8.5 kilos of fertilizer per acre, compared to double that in neighboring Ethiopia and almost 30 times that in Egypt. Agriculture was also characterized by there being no coherent, consistent agricultural strategy. And these factors combined led to relatively low returns on agriculture, exacerbated by limited agro-processing activity and inefficient agri-markets, agri-commodity markets, where crops are mostly marketed in a traditional manner in raw and unprocessed form. More recently, there's been a growing realization of the importance of the agri-sector and agri-exports in particular in Sudan, a growing awareness of the importance of modern agro-technologies, a greater focus on export-bound agriculture, and a marked expansion in agro-processing industries. This has led to an improvement in Sudan's agri-exports. So in 2018, agri-exports reached $1.3 billion, up from less than $500 million in 1998, 20 years ago, with the major export commodities being sesame, groundnut, gum arabic, and cotton. Sudan, however, still remains to be a net importer of food, importing $1.7 billion of mainly sugar, cereals, and edible oils. Sudan has an extremely advantageous location that is ideal for agri-exports, sitting on the doorstep of some of the largest net food importers in the world, the GCC countries, which together import over $10 billion annually just of fruit and vegetables. And this favorable location, this close proximity to these large net importers of food, not only provides Sudan with a logistical cost advantage, but a clear time advantage, where in some cases the turnaround time from farm gate to store shelf is as little as 48 hours. And if we ask why now in relation to investment in the agricultural sector in Sudan, I think there are many reasons for, albeit cautious, optimism. So some of the key enablers are falling into place. Political stability and conflict resolution, which is a primary focus of the transitional government in Sudan, is a very important factor for land ownership rights, which themselves are key for agriculture and agricultural investment. Sudan's reintegration back into the world financial system, the recent moves towards settlement of debt arrears and reaching decision point in relation to debt relief mean that availability of patient capital is on the near horizon, and this is very important for availing infrastructure investments for agriculture. Again, government policies are being enacted that strongly incentivize foreign direct investment into agriculture. So the newly enacted PPP law and investment law all strongly incentivate and facilitate investment into agriculture. And so, despite Sudan being an extremely challenging business environment, it is these very challenges that present great investment opportunities. So there are opportunities across the whole crop value chain in gum arabic, sesame, cotton, agro-technology transfer, supply of machinery, inputs, high-value seeds, and fertilizer. A particular focus on agri-industries and agri-manufacturing. So agri-value add that adds value both for Sudan as a country and for the investor. Infrastructure investments into the agri sector, logistics and distribution with cold stores and transport chains being a key area. And also potential investments into agri commodities and agri products sales, and looking at leveraging ICT to improve access to information and integrate Sudan's produce and producers with global markets. I personally believe that a very clear indicator of a sector being ready and being an attractive investment opportunity is when the local private sector is investing heavily into that sector. And this is the case with the agri sector in Sudan, where we have and we are seeing independent private sector making investments that are socially responsible, but also highly profitable in the agricultural sector. I believe this is a strong vote of confidence in the sector by the local private sector and a clear indicator that the sector is open for both business and for investment by foreign investors. Thank you very much for your time.